Hello, anyone not still living in the 1970s. We interrupt your day to bring you this announcement. Husker Ninja is in the building. Alright guys, you're here with episode 5 of the Carolina Panthers franchise. Here in week 6 on the road, taking on the 3-1 Minnesota Vikings. So, hello everyone and welcome to Mall of America Field here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the 3-1 Minnesota Vikings are playing host to the 3-1 Carolina Panthers. This should be a great game. Carolina wins the toss and elects to defer. And so for the second straight week, the Panthers are on the road playing a game in a dome. Henry is set to kick this game off. It's going to be into the end zone, and Waynes will actually return it. Train Waynes wrapped up by Kenny Bell. The rookie wideout out of Nebraska, flashing some, skill on special teams. He hasn't gotten onto the field much as a wideout, but he's making his impact in special teams. And there goes Adrian Peterson, brought down by Coney Ely after a gain of 6. The Vikings have the number 1 defense in the NFL, and the Panthers have the number 4 defense in the NFL. Bridgewater wants to throw. There's Peterson out of the backfield, wrapped up by McCourty. That's still 13 yards and a first down to the 36. For the year, 750 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and an exact 52 completion percentage for Teddy Bridgewater. Luke Kuechly making sure Adrian Peterson going nowhere, well, actually got 4 yards. But that's not that much. Second down and 6 from the 40. Down he goes! Bridgewater had no chance. Kiwanuka takes him down for a loss of 8. And Bridgewater absolutely had no chance. So it's 3rd and 14 all the way back at their own 32 now for Minnesota. Bridgewater, quick pass caught by Wright, and he's out of bounds after a 11-yard reception, but they're still 3 yards shy of the first. So it's going to be a punt for this Vikings offense to begin the game, and we'll see what the Carolina offense can do, as they have Steve Smith back from injury. He was hurt in week 1 and missed 4 weeks. There's been a slight change to the depth chart with Steve Smith being back. They're taking Harry Douglas, and he's being promoted over Kelvin Benjamin. Down goes Cam Newton. Griffin with the sack. It's a loss of 7. And Newton's got to get rid of that ball sooner. Second down and long. Newton wants to take a shot deep, intended for Steve Smith. And yeah, that never had a prayer of being completed. So it's looking like a very quick 3 and out unless they can get a very long completion here on 3rd and 17. Once a shot deep. It's Harry Douglas. He broke a tackle inside the 40 down to the 38 of Minnesota. 52 yards on 3rd and 13. Actually, they're marking down at the Vikings 39. But there's that free agent signing paying off again. Abdullah broke a tackle, and he's got 5 yards on first down. Actually, they'll give him a gain of 4. Down to the 35 of Minnesota. Newton wants to get rid of it. There's Abdullah out in the flat. He's got 5 yards. Sets up a manageable 3rd and 1. We'll see what Carolina can do here on 3rd and short. Ball at the Minnesota 29, so they are in field goal range should they not get this. But you know they're thinking first down. They'll give to Jonathan Stewart, and the fullback, he's got 5 yards on 3rd and 1. But I guess they're going no huddle. What the heck? Cam Newton just spiked it. What the heck are you thinking, Cam? So that's a waste of a play. Sets up 2nd and 10 because Cam Newton apparently decides to spike. There's Steve Smith. He's got 4 yards. Sets up the 3rd and 10. 2 for 2 on 3rd downs already today. We'll see if they can get this one on 3rd and 6. Hit as he throws. It's in the end zone. Did he come down with it? No. Doug, this came oh so close. Oh no, he dropped it. Never mind. I thought he held on to it. Just kidding, guys. But Henry can tack on the field goal. And he does. So the Panthers take a 3-0 lead with a minute 10 left here in the first quarter. Trey Waynes this time will just take a knee. So it comes out to the 20 for this Minnesota offense, whose drive stalled following a big sack on 2nd and 6, and then they just couldn't get a long enough pass. They'll run Peterson on 1st down. There's Thomas Davis. 4 more yards for Adrian Peterson. 2nd and 6 now from their own 24. Minnesota down 3-0 toward the end of the first. Bridgewater wants to pass. Takes a shot. Ben Wickery knocks it away. For a second it looked like maybe he would have had an interception, but no. 3rd and 6 from their own 24 for Minnesota. 30 seconds left first half. Down he goes! Charles Johnson. And that's a loss of 6 on 3rd and 6. And as we begin the second quarter, Minnesota's oh no, they get it off before the end of the quarter. So following a 3-and-out, Steve Smith with a chance for a solid return. He's got it down to the Minnesota 46. And that is where we will begin the second quarter of play. The Panthers with a 3-0 lead on the road here in Minneapolis. Can they stretch it to a 2-score lead? Let's see. 1st and 10 from the Minnesota 46 as we begin the second quarter. Abdullah wants to run. He's got 3 yards before being brought down by Griffin. Newton wants to run, and the option only gets a yard. Nice heads-up play there by Kendricks. 3rd and 6, ball at the Minnesota 42. Takes a shot. Nope, led Steve Smith too far, did Cam Newton. This is almost too close to punt. But they're going to try it, hitting him deep, and yep, it's out of bounds at the 8. There's a good punt. Cook only had 1 punt last week, and it was a bad one, but this one will pin Minnesota deep. Alright, that punt works out, but next time I would expect they want to go for it. Mike Wallace with a gain of 1. Oh, really? Mike Wallace is in Minnesota. 2nd down and 3 from their own 14 here after a 7-yard pass on 1st down. Bridgewater wants to run with it. Lotulelei Oh, Bridgewater is down. That was a clean tackle there by Starla, but Bridgewater is slow to get up. 1st and 10 from their own 21 for Minnesota. If they ever take the snap. There's Hill to give to Peterson. That's a lot of running room there for Adrian Peterson. He's up to 4 rushes for 23 yards. But that one was his longest of the day. Probably about 12, actually. Down to the 32. They'll give to Peterson again, and Kiwanaka going to take him down after a 6-yard rush. So I would assume 5 rushes, 29 yards with a long of 11 today for Adrian Peterson. But I would assume while Bridgewater is out, they're just going to run Peterson. And Peterson drug one defender with him across the 1st down marker. This Carolina run defense has got to step it up a little bit. They've had trouble defending the run earlier in the year. And Kuechly just takes Peterson down at the line of scrimmage. Comes to the 3-minute mark here in the 1st half. 2nd and 10 from their own 43 for Minnesota. Man in motion there, and they give to Harris now. But Nathan Wickery having none of it. 7-yard rush, sorry. But Ben Wickery making a very nice open field tackle there. 0 for 2 on 3rd downs today is this Vikings offense. This one's manageable. Hill wants to pass. Throws up. Caught by Wallace. Got away from a couple defenders. 2 catches, 20 yards for Wallace. But more importantly, that's a 1st down. This Carolina defense got to stiffen up. Turn into the stifling defense they've been for most of the year except for week 1. 2-minute warning. Hill wants to pass. Got right. Rashawn Mathis. There's another free agent acquisition making a nice open field tackle. 2nd and 1 from the Carolina 29. Can this Panthers defense get a turnover or at worst hold the field goal? Let's see. Hill wants to throw. Bostic. No, it's incomplete. He would have lost yards anyway if he'd held on to it. Here we go. 3rd down and 1. Ball on the Carolina 29. Hill wants to pass. Throws it up. There's Wallace. 1st down. Luke Kuechly takes him down, but move those chains. Wallace coming up big here on this drive. Hill wants to pass again. Takes a shot for the end zone. Nope. Wallace tries to make a sideline ballerina spectacular catch or something. But needless to say, it doesn't work. 2nd and 10. Ball on the Carolina 22. Minute 10 to go, 1st half. Hill wants to take a pass. That's caught by Peterson. No, he dropped it. 3rd and 10 from the Carolina 22. Can this Panthers defense finally get off the field? Hill wants to pass, takes a shot. Baptiste with the interception. His 2nd of the year, and that one will guarantee Minnesota gets no points. 1:03 to go, 1st half. We'll see if Carolina can move down the field and get some sort of points here before half. There's Steve Smith there. He broke a tackle across the 40. And the 1st timeout is called there by Steve Smith. But they're on the move. That was a nice big, 25 yards on 1st down, I think. Hit as he throws is Cam Newton. And that's a shame because 1 more second and Greg Olsen was open. Here you go, 2nd and 10. Wants to take a shot over the middle, and that's almost intercepted. So now it is 3rd down and 10. 2 for 4 on 3rd downs. Here's a big one. Newton, down he goes. And this offensive line is having trouble holding blocks. That's probably going to be something I would expect them to target in free agency. Cook wants to pin this Vikings defense or offense deep. The return drills out to the 30, so a 10-yard return and 38 seconds now for Minnesota to try and score and either even it up or take the lead going into the locker room. Bill back to pass, takes a shot underneath. There's Wallace. Josh Norman going to take him down, but it's a 1st down for Minnesota. This Panthers defense just needs to hold for 32 seconds. Minnesota's got it at their own 45 following a gain of 15 on 1st down. Bill wants to pass. Wide open is Wallace again. Someone needs to cover him. Holy moly. That's a gain of 14 on 1st down. And best of all, he gets to run out of bounds and say their final timeout. Hill takes a shot. McCourty. He knocks it away but can't make the interception. It's alright, an incompletion is okay too. 2nd and 10 from the Panthers 41. This defense has had a little bit of trouble here toward the end of the 1st half. There's Wright open underneath. McCourty will make the stop, but that's a 1st down. They've got it at the Carolina 22. Jarius Wright, 3 catches, 40 yards. Should be the final play of the 1st half. Hill throws underneath and Wright dropped it. So that'll save them a field goal try. Carolina was going to get out of it without giving up any points. But the field goal is good, and we go to halftime tied at 3. We played a half here in Minneapolis. The offenses have gotten lots of room, but haven't pushed through. Lots of yards here, but really no breakthrough on the scoreboard. Steve Smith will return to start the 3rd quarter, and there he goes. First game back, he's inside the 10, inside the 5, and they'll knock him down. But an absolutely amazing return there by Steve Smith, and I would expect them to just try and plow it in. Just smash mouth football, get it in and take this lead. But that is what this Panthers team has been missing since Steve Smith went down in week 1. Only 1 yard on 1st down there. They gave to Stewart to try to get him in. It didn't work. But 2nd and goal, and you can't settle for a field goal here after starting inside the 5. 3 yards on 2nd and goal. Sets up 3rd and 1. Well, 3rd and goal from the 1. 2 for 5 on 3rd down. They literally need a couple inches. Stewart's in. And so they give it to the fullback, and he gives Carolina the lead. Of course, this is all set up by the brilliant kickoff return by Steve Smith. His first game back from injury, and he was basically the cause of that touchdown. I mean, they only had to get 5 yards in like 4 plays. 10-3, Carolina on top. 5:47 to go, 3rd quarter. That'll be a touchback, so this offense will move out to the 20. And it'll be curious to see if Bridgewater is back or if Hill is still in the game. And it is still Hill, so they give to Peterson. Devin McCourty, that's a nice open field tackle there. Peterson had a lot of running room, but McCourty makes the open field tackle, and it's only a gain of 6 instead of like 20. That is something this defense will take every time. Thomas Davis! He absolutely jars Adrian Peterson after a gain of 1. So a quick 3rd and 3 here, and they'll give to Peterson again. He's wrapped up. Levante David having none of that. 3 and out for Minnesota, and Carolina will get the ball back in pretty good field position. That's a good punt. Here goes Steve Smith. Hopes to get a block, doesn't really. Gets it out to the 38. .402 to go, third quarter. It's a 10-7 Carolina lead. And they'll give to Abdullah. Abdullah, a ton of running room up the middle. Inside the 35. Actually, they'll mark him down just shy at the 36. That was a big, big run there. .26 yards on first down there by Abdullah, and they'll give it to him again. This one's only good for a gain of 4. Sharif Floyd gonna make the stop. 5 carries, 40 yards along at 26 today for Amir Abdullah. Olsen gonna go in motion. And it's play action. They throw it up. Steve Smith, what a catch. 3 catches, 47 yards. Newton, 104 yards. A completion percentage of 50. And they've got it down to the Vikings 14. Looking to go up 2 scores here. Down he goes. That's a loss of 8. This offensive line couldn't hold through, and that's a shame because someone was open. Just couldn't quite get it to him. Newton back to pass. He's sacked again. For the love of all things holy, offensive line. Give him like 5 seconds to get a pass off. So now it's 3rd and a mile. And he's hit as he throws again. Well, that would have been intercepted, but Newton just basically threw it out of the back of the end zone. To make it a 10-point game, here's Alex Henry. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 13-3 with a minute 11 to go in the third quarter. We'll see if this defense can hold on. Cordero Patterson going to return it. And that was an interesting tactic there. Run into your own guy, get thrown backwards, make the tackle. Hey, whatever works, right? First down from the 25 for Minnesota. They're only down 10 because, well, this offensive line decided to be terrible. Luke Kuechly takes Peterson down. He got nothing. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 here. Coming up on 30 seconds to go first half. Or third quarter, sorry. K1 short takes Peterson down after a gain of 3. Could this be a second straight 3 and out to begin the second half for this Panthers defense? Man in motion, but we've reached the end of the third quarter. They won't get the playoff. 13-3 Carolina on top, and a 3rd and 7 for this Minnesota offense when we come back. 3rd down and 7 as we begin the fourth quarter. It's at their own 27. And Teddy Bridgewater is still not back in the game. Hill wants to pass. Throws underneath. Bostic has a first. You got 10 yards, only needed 7. And that'll keep this drive alive. Down to their own 38 is Minnesota. Hill wants to pass again. Takes a shot underneath. Stanley Jean-Baptiste, that's a nice tackle. Actually, they'll give Charles Johnson credit for the tackle, but that was Stanley Jean-Baptiste all the way. Baptiste also has the only turnover of the game, an interception toward the end of the first half. Peterson just falls forward and he's got the first down into Carolina territory. They've got it at the 48, down by 10, need a score and then a stop. They want Peterson on the screen, and Peterson tries to get away from the defense. He's only got 3 yards though. 2nd and 7 from the Carolina 45. Hill wants to pass, pressure coming. Screen pass, that one will work. Oh, now Peterson's hurt. This is not good if you're a Viking fan. Your starting rookie, well, not rookie quarterback, but your starting quarterback who's in his 2nd year in the NFL, and then your do-everything halfback, both injured in the same game. This could be trouble. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But anyway, it's first down from the 24 of Carolina. Hill wants to pass. He will pass. Baptiste again, his 2nd INT of the day. 2 interceptions and a tackle for the 2nd-year pro out of Nebraska. And we'll see if Carolina can work on running the clock down. They'll give to Abdullah. He's got 3 yards before being brought down by Griffin. 2nd and 7 from their own 8. Abdullah, if he can just get a first down, that would open up this offense a little bit more. He's only got 3 yards before being brought down by Hodges. But I believe this can be completed for a first down. 3 for 7 on 3rd downs today. This one's 3rd and 4. Goes underneath there, Steve Smith. Oh, what a move by Steve Smith. He's gone. Inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10, and he's gone. Touchdown on a 3rd and 4, and that should most definitely ice this game. Henry makes the extra point, and now it is 20-3, Carolina on top. And that is what we have been missing these last 5 weeks with Steve Smith out. He set up a touchdown to begin the 2nd half with a 100-yard kickoff return to the 5. And then he's got a long touchdown reception on 3rd and 4. So just explosive and consistent playmaking for Steve Smith. And that should really help stabilize this offense, especially with Harry Douglas as the number 2. I'm sorry, Carolina signing Harry Douglas was about one of the greatest free agent signings of all time. Well, at least mid-season free agent signings. And they would do very well to lock him down for another contract. Here we go. It is 1st and 10 from their own 39, coming up on the 2-minute warning. Sean Hill is still in the game. We'll take a look at the injury report following the game. There's Bostic underneath. He's got 6 yards. And that should take us to the 2-minute warning, and it will. 2 minutes left here in Minneapolis. This game has been all Carolina. Second and 4 from their own 45. Hill wants to pass, throws underneath, dropped by Bostic. 3rd down and 4 for the Vikings. This is 4-down territory, obviously. It's probably too little too late, but, better late than never. Down he goes! Hill had no shot. 5 defenders all got to him. I think that was Charles Johnson who got to him first. Maybe it was Luke Kuechly. They'll take a shot, and how do you let that happen? 4th and forever, and you just leave Mike Wallace wide open. Hill wants to pass again, taking a shot to the end zone. There's Wallace. He's gone. Just over the head of Josh Norman. That was pretty good defense. He threw it right to the end zone, and that was all she wrote on that play, basically. So now Minnesota wants the onside kick. They won't get it. Damian Stafford, he's going to recover the onside kick, and that should about end this. Minnesota does still have 3 timeouts, and I would expect them to use them here. So they still need a first down before it's over. Nice run in there by Abdullah. Just plows right over a defender, and he's got 6 yards. So if Carolina can hold on, they will have won 4 straight games since losing the opener to Seattle. Abdullah can't get the first. He's only got 2 yards. It's alright, it's 3rd and manageable. As a matter of fact, 3rd and 2 from the 36. 4 for 8 on 3rd downs. The first down here ends it. Devin Funchess in motion. Abdullah can't get away from the defender to hit the corner, but he's got a first down. And that's going to end it. Can't quite take the kneel yet, though. Just got to keep running it. Ten carries, 57 yards with a long of 26. So Abdullah's not had a very good game, but well, he's had an okay game. They just haven't given him the ball very much. He's got 3 yards. Sets up 2nd and 7 here for Carolina. And they're just going to keep pounding the ball. 2 yards there for Abdullah. Third down and 5 from the 27. We'll see if they can get this one. And they'll give to Jonathan Stewart, the fullback. He's got the first down. Just working on running this clock. One more play ought to do it. Abdullah tries to cut up field. He's got 3 yards, and that will take us to the end of this game. Carolina victorious here in Week 6, 20-10. They improved to 3-0 on the road and 4-1 overall. Really, I think they're pretty close to a playoff spot, probably. Okay, not really. There's still a long way to go in this season. But the Saints were 4-1 going into this week. We'll have to see what they do. Stanley Jean-Baptiste is your player of the game. He's got 2 interceptions. 2 big interceptions, actually, as they came while Minnesota was driving, trying to either get a field goal or a touchdown. And I guess we're into October, as you can see the coach is wearing pink shirts. And you can see the game stats here. Minnesota had out time of possession and out passing yards. But they also lost the turnover battle. And therefore it's a 10-point defeat for the Vikings. That'll do it for me. I will see you guys next time.